Today in the Smuggler's Room, we're going to tackle a very simple prop project for our Smuggler's Room build. A droid socket. Whoa, okay, well what would you like me to call it then? A computer interface socket. Alright, well, that's coming up. What's up, you awesome geeks? I'm Brian and welcome to the Smuggler's Room. This week, this chubby geek is going to build a super simple project using a lot of found parts, a few bits and pieces of our own, and we're going to build that computer terminal socket. What is that exactly? Well, let me give you a little geekification on that, because you've seen them in many of the Star Wars films, as most droids will interface with this type of socket. Typically, a droid will use its SCOMP link, or computer interface arm, to plug into these terminals. If you keep your eye out the next time you're watching one of the films, you will no doubt see these in action and say, hey, I know what that is. And then you'll be the coolest geek in the galaxy. Fame and fortune will follow, and you will be worshipped by no one. All that to say, we want to do a little sci-fi decor today, so let's get to it. Now, this little bit of resin magic is certainly the key to making this look right, but more on that soon. Most of the parts for this project I picked up from the hardware store, namely this electrical PVC Junction Box, which I bought for $12 and it was perfect. It meant I wouldn't have to make the box. Then you add a 2-gang plastic outlet box and you're starting to see a thing. Beyond those, I went to my favorite aisle in the store, which is the plumbing section, and picked up a few pieces there, as well as some wire loom, and then combined those parts with our resin Greeblies kits, which we showed you how to make in a previous episode, which is linked, or you can purchase these little plastic wonders from our store. Now, this project is not going to be complicated or have any moving parts. I realize that the sockets in the films, all of them spin and have some automation, and we're going to do a future episode making a fully automated version. But this one is simply going to be decoration with a small amount of lighting. Mostly, I just wanted to show you how you could put one of these together and share a little bit of sci-fi interior design technique with you. This project gets built in layers, and I've found that painting and weathering at each stage or each layer helps you to add depth as you go. Many of these spots are difficult to get to later, and that would lead to clean areas inside, which we don't want. I have found that these resin Greeblies adhere really well to the plastic with CA glue. All you have to do is sand the surface a tad to give it some teeth for the glue to attach to. These pieces I installed here are not going anywhere. Wire loom has to be one of my favorite things. It comes in all different lengths and diameters. I bought this from Home Depot, but I've seen them online from Amazon, for example, for a lot cheaper and greater lengths. I'll put links to both options in the description for you. Now that's a part I slipped in the last minute. It's a restraining bolt, and I thought it might be funny to add to this. I 3D modeled this one, printed it, molded that, and then here you go. That said, it's not perfect, so I still have some work to do before I'm going to be happy with it. And then the socket. Yeah, we've had folks for some time ask if we could offer these up on our store, and we're working on it, I promise. That said, if you want something from nothing, you could cut the pattern out of styrene, or you could use an awesome Simply Juice lid for the socket. I've done that before. The electronics for this are beyond simple. I just did 3 LEDs all wired to a power supply. But I'll tell you, however, I'm in love with these pre-wired LEDs from Edgelect. They have a ton of styles, colors, and they make things so simple. I'll link those below. Now, this whole project is pretty straightforward. As we're building our massive room, I find that taking a day to work on a simple project that's complete from start to end is hugely rewarding. There are so many different little elements that we want to have inside the room build project, and I'm using that need to drive the necessity to create new and unusual ways to get that done. So every time we find a new technique or a strange part, we're going to do our best to share that with you and add just another layer of tools to your sci-fi design arsenal. Because at the end of the day, we're building something out of nothing.